What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So it has been a week since I have put out my review. It's been about a couple weeks since people have finished talking about Spider-Man Far From Home and they got all their thoughts out there and all their ratings and blah 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 blah. So now we're in the aftermath. Now we're in the aftermath of the smoke's clearing. Everyone's kind of ceased fire right now. Everyone's kind of simmered down. And apparently a lot has happened with this Spider-Man Far From Home movie and this version of Spider-Man in general. And let me explain. So apparently this movie has made over $600 million. So bravo, I guess. We'll see how well you do later on. But apparently word on the internet is that if this movie doesn't make $1 billion, then Sony will take away the MCU's ability to make any more Spider-Man movies and to be in the MCU in general. So at first when I heard this news, I was like, wow, I just beat that red and black ass. Like, wow, well, I mean, it wasn't just me. I mean, I had some help, but geez, like we really kicked that movie's ass. But then I started thinking. I started having these thoughts in my head. And a lot of them were negative. Some were positive, but a lot more were negative. Let me explain. Like I said, when I first heard this news, I was like, yeah, damn it, I did it. Finally, fuck this movie. Fuck this version of him. Blah, 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 blah. But then I had another side of me that was like, oh, what if they reboot it again? Yeah, that's when the yays became nays. Okay, that's when the yasses became the no's. So, here's the problem. Listen, let's talk about Sony at first. I get it. You know, Sony's like, hey, MCU, Marvel, you guys, Disney, you make billions of dollars on these movies. We want to make $1 billion too. We want this movie to hit $1 billion. Like that's what we want. Right? And you look at movies like Captain Marvel, you look at movies like Black Panther and the Avengers and yada yada yada. They made over billions of dollars. And you sit there and you think, yeah, those movies made $1 billion. Why can't Spider-Man Far From Home? Here's the problem. A Spider-Man movie has never made $1 billion. And look, listen, even the Raimi movies have never made $1 billion. The Amazing Spider-Man movies have never made $1 billion. Homecoming did not make $1 billion. It just seems impossible at this point. And with a lot of people either for or against this movie, it seems like there are a lot of people more against this movie than Homecoming. If anything, Homecoming should have made $1 billion. But now we got Far From Home, and Far From Home is looking like it's not going to do that well. And you even got some people writing articles about how it's not doing well right now. So for Sony to say, hey, it needs to make $1 billion, that is kind of unfair. I will admit, that's kind of unfair. Because no Spider-Man movie has ever made $1 billion. Now, I can sit here and I can argue till I'm blue in the face about how all those older Raimi movies should have made $1 billion. But hey, ticket sales were different in the last 10 to 20 years ago. So, whatever. but no, seriously. Let's get into more some of the details about why this is a bad idea. And I guess this is me kind of speaking for Homecoming and Far From Home fans at this point. But, I'm sure you guys want to see what happens in the third movie. I'm sure you guys want to see what happens with Peter and how he deals with everything going on in the next movie. So you're not going to get that if this movie doesn't make $1 billion. Number two, all of a sudden, what? Spider-Man's just going to disappear? He's just not going to be here anymore? So it's like, what? Now he just doesn't exist anymore? Or how does this going to work? It's very confusing at this point because it's like, it's going to end abruptly, I feel like. And it's just going to, I mean, listen, we already know that the MCU is going to go downhill probably after when they finally get to the next phase, because after Avengers Endgame, a lot of people were like, we're done with the MCU, we're done, this was our Endgame, right? We're just done, you know, and now all of a sudden, what, Spider-Man is just going to disappear? So for a lot of those fans, I'm sure they're like, what the hell? You know, and then number 3, and this is the biggest one, which I've been referencing throughout this entire video. The fact that there's going to be another possible reboot. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants another reboot. This is my suggestion. Let's say hypothetically that this goes through. Let's say hypothetically that this happens. This is what I would want to happen then. 7 years. 7 years. So let's say they take they take away the MCU Spider-Man. He doesn't exist no more. You know, whatever. Either you can continue using that Spider-Man in the Sony movies, or you can reboot it, but you have to wait about 7 years. Preferably, I would want 20, just out of the sole purpose of, like, there's just been too many Spider-Man movies. But 7, at the least. 7 years, you got to give Spider-Man a break, because Spider-Man has been overused for the past 20 years, and he needs about a decade break, because it's just too much. Now let's look at it from a different angle. You know, like I said, if they do decide to take away the MCU Spider-Man, are they gonna, you know, possibly make it better by bringing it back to Sony because they have all the other characters like Venom and, you know, a bunch of other things that they could do. They have all the rights to the villains, and, you know, there's a lot of good and bad things here. There's a lot of positives and there's a lot of negatives. Obviously, there's probably more negatives, especially for those people who really enjoy Homecoming and really enjoyed Far From Home. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, it's kind of weird for this to be happening. I guess Sony has finally got their confidence back, because this is pretty confident for them to sit there and say, yeah, you better make $1 billion or we're going to take our baby back. That's what it's like right now. So yeah, it is not looking good for the MCU in general. You know, with all the other stuff going on and the fact that a lot of Avengers are done, and, you know, it's just another step to the MCU not working out no more. So let me know what you guys think about Spider-Man no longer being in the MCU, and do you think that this will happen? And if so, do you think this will be a good thing? Do you think it'll be a bad thing? Do you think they'll reboot the franchise again for the 4th fucking time? Or do you think that they'll continue with Tom Holland's Spider-Man? They'll probably make it even better than before. Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching, and I'm out of here, up, and away. See you guys.